What do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in?
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's fear. I'm a man of my word. Why so serious? Why so serious? Let's put a smile on that face.
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules.
And tonight you're gonna break your one rule. And here we go. Introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
I don't want to kill you.
Get me! Look at you go! No, you complete me.
Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakradash. Much respect to Akmi and Aguafim, pushing the work of the Lord with true faith, sincerity, and promoting your body as a living sacrifice. So today in this edification and exhortation, basically going over how many people will be like this Joker, man, in the times to come. You know, people are going to be like the Joker out here, man, in the times to come, you know? And basically, when I say that is that people are going to be out here, you know, reaping havoc, man. As if you're familiar with Joker, you know, in Batman, he was a villain that, you know, ultimately created chaos, man. You know, who was out here, killing a lot of people, you know. Who was ultimately, you know, he was sick in the mind. But the thing is that I've been studying psychology and all that, man. The thing is that people don't just become, you know, sick like that. You know, people don't just, you know, become, you know, evil, you know, just like that, man. There has to be some type of trauma, you know, that leads to them doing this. And if you look at the Joker, you know, the Joker was, you know, was mistreated, you know, when he was younger. You know, he went through a lot, man. You know, but the thing is, he ultimately turned into, you know, basically a man who ultimately recompenses judgment, man. You know? And basically, he was mad at the world. You know, he was mad at these people. And he came and he started coming with vengeance, man. You know? So ultimately, in the times to come, the Lord's going to use men, you know, to ultimately be a vessel to ultimately recompense judgment upon these people, man. You know, upon these wicked people. The Lord's going to put the spirit, you know, on people to ultimately become like the Joker. You know, have that same mindset to kill and destroy, man. You know? You know? Because ultimately, sin has reached and it has erected at such a high rate that there has to be purification, man. If for purification to happen, there has to be a barbaric state, you know, a time of affliction, tribulation. You know, it has to go through fire. And that's what the Lord's going to do on this earth, man. You know, the Lord's going to purify this place with judgment, man. You know? So, man, don't be surprised if you see people out here, you know, more people out here, you know, killing people, you know, for little reasons, you know, and stuff like that. You know, don't be surprised if there's people out here, you know, in the times to come, you know, that are out here, you know, ultimately like the Joker, man. You know, who's out here killing and actually happy about doing it, man. You know, so don't be surprised, man. You know, it's always the people, you think that would never, be violent, those are the people who's going to become violent in that day, man. The spirit's going to be on them to ultimately judge, man. And ultimately, it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world, man. And people is going to be out here, killing each other, man. For survival, man. So don't be surprised, man. Us brothers, man, we continue to see this news and stuff, more news coming out on judgment and all that. We have to give all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai, because prophecies being fulfilled. The scriptures say that massacres are going to happen. That people are going to turn against each other, and ultimately that the love of many is going to wax cold, man. And we're actually going to get into that, man. Let's go into the scriptures. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 12. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 12. Matthew 24 and 12, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Let's read that again. "And because iniquity shall abound," iniquity meaning sin, wickedness, shall abound, meaning that abound means it's skyrocketing, man. It's high, it's at a high rate, it's at a very erective rate, So since sin, iniquity is so much upon this earth, the love of many shall wax cold, meaning that people are going to become cold-blooded, man, due to the amount of iniquity that's in this world, because the love of many shall wax cold, man. The love of many waxing cold means that people are going to be out here cold-blooded. People are not going to be caring anymore, man. People are going to be out here, judging people, man. Killing people. Mass deaths, People are you're going to see a lot of more serial killers. You're going to see more people, like the Joker, man. And I don't even got to explain what the Joker did, man, because I think everyone should know that, man. Everyone should know what the Joker does, man. So ultimately, man, since, there's so much iniquity and sin, the Lord's ultimately going to start, judging, man. It's going to be a period of time where judgment is going to be at such a high rate, man, because this earth needs purification. And the Lord is going to use people as vessels to ultimately judge, man. To cut off old branches to ultimately grow, to ultimately purify this earth, man. So the Lord is going to put the spirit on people to be out here, handing out, judgment, man. And now, let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, man, because the Lord created spirits for times like this, man, of mass death, And now, let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, and verse 25. Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 39, starting at the 25th verse, and it reads, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners," man. So for the good, the righteous people, are good things created from the beginning. So the good are going to receive, the righteous are going to receive good things. So evil things for sinners. So if you're a sinner, man, you're full of iniquity, there's only evil things set in store for you, man. In verse 26, "The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and blood of grape, and oil and clothing." Verse 27, "All these things are good to the godly," so all these things I mentioned, man, the principal things, the moralistic things, those are all good for the godly, man, the righteous. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil, man. So the sinners, man, are going to be turned into evil, man. They're going to be turned into evil. They're going to be judged. They're going to receive bad things, man. Because the bad receives the bad and the good receives the good, man. That's how it is, man. Because iniquity, sin equals death, man. Iniquity doesn't bring anything but death, man. So the sinners out here, the wicked people, they're going to receive death and judgment, man. Gruesome death and judgment. In verse 28, there'll be spirits that are created for vengeance, you know. So the Lord created spirits for vengeance, man. Meaning that the Lord controls both sides. The Lord God, you know, Yahweh, whose true name is Yahweh, who the worldly calls God. He's not all sunshine and rainbows. He's not all good. The God, you know, who the worldly calls God, who's Yahweh, you know, he controls both sides, man. He says, I create the light and I create the darkness. You know, I create the good and the evil. So the Lord controls both sides, the positive and the negative side. You know, so the Lord created spirits to ultimately hand out judgment, man, for vengeance. You know, which continue on the verse, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out in their force and appease the wrath of them that made them, man. So these spirits, you know, are released in the time of destruction, which is right now, man. We're in the last days. These spirits, you know, are here, man. You know, we're in a prelude right now of the mass judgment that's to come. But as the days progress, you know, the more and more massive and intense the time of destruction, you know, is going to be, man. You know, and these spirits are going to pour out their force, man. So they're going to hop on people, you know, and do very horrific things. You know, you're going to see people die by gruesome and heinous deaths, man. You know. So these spirits are going to be known, man, and appease the wrath of him that made them, man. So these spirits are going to listen to the commandments of the Lord, man. So this shows that even the spirits, even demons, you know, listen to God, man. You know? So these spirits are going to listen to what God, who the worldly calls God, you know, whose true name is Yahweh, his commandments, man. They're going to follow what he says, man, and ultimately bring judgment, man. You know? And bring judgment. Like, don't be surprised, man. These spirits are going to start speaking, man. Day by day, these spirits are speaking and speaking, man. Judgment is speaking, man. In verse 29, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, man. So these are examples of the devices, you know, of vengeance, man. You know, that's going to come, you know. Fire, hail, famine, death, all were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction, man. So one form of judgment is going to be by animals, man. Animals are going to be out here handing judgment, man. And the sword pushing the wicked to destruction. The sword representing the weapons, man. It doesn't only mean a literal sword. The modern day sword right now is the gun. And you're going to see a lot of people dying by weapons, man, by especially guns, man. You know, pushing the wicked to destruction. So the wicked is ultimately going to be pushed to destruction, man. The wicked is going to be judged, man. You know? Because the Lord is tired of y'all niggas. He's going to cleanse y'all, man. You know? He's going to cleanse the wickedness out of this world by judgment, man. You know, and the Lord's going to use people as vessels to ultimately destroy, you know, you niggas, man. You know, and now let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15, man, and verse 14. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 14, and it reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So, woe meaning destruction. Destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. In verse 15, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. So, the sword in their destruction, meaning that judgment, you know, is soon to come to you wicked people, man. You know, you wicked people of this world. And one people should fight against another, stand up and fight against another with sword in their hand. So there's going to be people, there's going to be a mass division, man. You know, nations should rise against nation, people should rise against people, man. So there's going to be people, you know, stand up and fight against with swords in their hands, man. You know, in verse 16, and there shall be sedition among men, evading one another, you know, so there's going to be sedition among men, you know, among the people of this government, man. You know, the government is going to show statistics acts, man, you know, and invade one another, man. And they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in power. So people are soon to come. It's going to be like the purge, man. You know, the purge, in the times to come is gonna be like the purge, man. People are gonna rebel against the government, man. Police are gonna need police in that day, man. That's how bad it's gonna be, man. In the time of Jacob's trouble. In verse 17, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. And now to the point. Verse 19, 2 Kings 15 and 19, and it reads, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So it's his prophecy that a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world. It's going to be a cold world out here. People are going to be out here judging, man. Each other, man. Putting people to death and shit. Putting their neighbors to death. It's prophecy that a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, man. But shall destroy their houses with the sword, with weapons, the gun. Destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Spoil their goods, stealing, taking everything from the house, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's going to be a cold-blooded world out here. It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world out here because people are not going to have the resources that they normally have, man. So when they don't have that instant gratification, in those automatic, access, that automatic access to resources, then their bestial animalistic state, Salak, is going to be manifested, man. People's gonna be out here trying to survive, whether they even have to kill you, man, to survive, man. People are not gonna be caring, man, because of the lack of bread. People are not gonna have, food. That bread could literally be, in this context, food, or it could be also representing resources, man, for great tribulation. So it's gonna be so tough out here that no one's gonna have no pity upon their neighbor, man. It's gonna be a only the strong survive mentality that people's gonna have, man, in that day, man. And now let's jump down to verse 22, and it reads, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not seize over them that shed innocent blood upon earth. So the Lord said his right hand shall not spare the sinners. So you wicked niggas out here, you wicked people, the Lord's not going to spare you, man. The Lord's going to judge you. And the sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth, man. So the Edomites, man, you are not going to get away, of what you did to Israel. Or you any type of people, man. You wicked people out here, man. Y'all are not getting away, The Lord got y'all, man. The Lord got y'all, and the Lord's going to use various instruments to ultimately recompense judgment upon you wicked people, man. And terror, it's going to be great terror, man, upon you people. You people are going to regret, doing all the things, being in iniquity, making fun of, the prophets, mistreating the prophets. The Lord ain't going to forget what y'all did, man. All that scoffery, the mockery, The Lord ain't going to forget that, man. The Lord's going to use people as instruments to ultimately judge out here, man. And spiritually, man, when we get spiritual power, we're going to be righteous jokers, man. We're going to be out here judging niggas, man, in righteousness, So with that, Lord willing, we have to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakradash, Lord willing, we edify, man, But in these times, to come, man, many people will be like the Joker, man. Shalom, Akim, stay up.